see.
Does everybody look like they're out of the trance now?
Yeah.
Would we still remember being in? Would we still consider her a friend, even though she be?
No, when the spell drops, you realize what happens to you. You're kind of like, wait, what? Why did I think that? And you could put two and two together.
What's the table made of?
Table's made of wood.
I'm gonna overturn it.
Webkey looks over at
In
Rad.
rage.
Okay.
Just a witch. Just a witch.
Yes, yes, little Web. She was a witch.
Yeah, she was just a witch, alright.
She was just a witch. Yes, you defeated her. It's okay.
Just
She
a
has
witch.
you in a trance.
Right, I don't know about you guys, but I am getting very tired of this dungeon. I figure we should just kill everything else and then leave.
I tend to agree with you, Road.
We got to return Silverhair there back to town, but we need to find him something to wear first, because otherwise he will freeze to death on the way home. And I am not taking a icicle to Listy and saying, "Hey, we found your friend. Sorry, he's dead."
Yeah, says, oh, I should be okay. I did take the clothing off that elf that you dispatched in the corridor. I'd have to be careful while traveling, but I imagine I'll make it.
Why are we even still here?
Because we're having a conversation.
We needed a snack, apparently.
Faces back and forth.
Let us go. Where shall we go now?
Well, there's two doorways. The one that you came through. There's another doorway to the north. Other than that, they're the only two ways out of this particular room.
I'm gonna walk up and knock on the door.
Webkey rolls her eyes.
Yeah,
I'm
you
a
kind
polite bear. Give me a break.
of you knock on the door and it just kind of swings open a little bit, like. And as
Oh,
it swings
no, I
open, you can
think I
see that there
broke
are
the
stone
door.
steps
Leading up or leading down?
down.
Okay, we're not going that way. Let us go another way.
I think
What
the
if
only
someone
way is
else is?
back.
What if someone else is trapped down there?
Then we will find them in a minute. We'll go out afterwards. Right, who knows which way we are going, because I do not know which way we are going.
Well, shall we go back to town? We've got Eric here.
She
Yes,
pushes,
yes, but I would rather clear the entire place before we go back.
She
But
pushes the
otherwise,
door
Misty
open.
may send us back.
Okay.
Ah,
Web, you can hear conversation. It sounds like kind of like when you're sort of up a few flights of stairs, you can hear people talking in the distance at a slight echo. That's coming from down there.
Shh. She tells everybody.
Why are you telling me to shh?
Quiet, I hear something.
Oh, you do hear something. Let's go kill it.
As he trots over there and the sound of his boots or whatnot, feet.
I don't wear boots.
I don't wear boots. She like fixates on the noise.
Roll perception.
I was hoping you'd see that.
Yeah.
What?
You can't really. You're kind of like, yeah, it sounds like people are down there, but you're not really sure what they're saying.
Sounds like bare feet walking.
Yeah.
Nice. Can't hear anything over your loud steps.
That is why, little Web, you must rely on the sense of smell. It is so much better.
You get a smell of candles and of wine. Yeah, and that's pretty much what you can
They
smell.
have wine and candles. It might be a romantic dinner.
Yeah, like that one.
or more cannibals.
No, candles, not cannibals.
Candables.
Canned vegetables, yes.
I can't go any further down the stairs, Lex.
Yeah, I'll need to swap the map if you guys decide to head down the stairs.
I'm going down the stairs.
Damn it, Road. I'm out of spells.
What? I'm not. It's okay. Oh, dramatic music.
Oh!
GG, game over.
I feel like we're in a Zelda dungeon now.
Roll a saving throw versus death or die.
And roll me 3d6.
If you pass your death dumb and you fall unconscious. So as you come down these steps, you can hear the conversations a little bit louder. It's kind of echoing around. There are lit torches where you see them on the map. They've been lit recently. They're not low burnt like the other ones are. And you can kind of hear like a hubbub of conversation happening.
Surprising for Road. I'm not built for stealth, as you can understand.
What do you smell?
You can smell more of the candles. You can definitely smell food that doesn't smell terrible.
I can
Um,
smell food that doesn't smell terrible. I can smell candles. More candles. Lots of candles.
Yeah, like
Need to be-
incense and spices in the air.
I can smell patchouli. Walking along quite happily. Don't care about things like traps.
Traps are for weirdos.
Traps are for rogues and cowards.
I so would
Sunrod,
like to have
you
some
need it.
patchouli about now.
Well,
Let's
when we visit these people, I give you all of their incense.
Just a witch.
Is there a door here?
Yes. So here there's a door. The door is made of wood. Across it is pulled like a kind of gossamer curtain that's red, so you can kind of partially see through it. It's not an old-looking door. It looks like it was installed fairly recently.
How dare they? Put red up in the temple of the Ursus Major. That is not acceptable. Prod it with my spear.
It kind of. Are you using the blade or the flat?
The silvery edge.
You poke the wood. It's wood. You just kind of poke
The
it a bit.
gossamer curtain.
Oh, the curtain. Yeah, you just go through the curtain. The gossamer.
I don't trust the curtain. The curtain is evil.
It doesn't explode or anything. You're fine.
The curtain's a lie.
Oh, well, no, it won't explode because yes, Lana's not done anything yet. Is it unlocked?
No, it does look as though it's locked.
Gonna grin at party and say, "Oh well, it's locked. We should probably go."
Don't worry, I have it. She walks up.
Oh, okay.
Open, says web key.
Knock, smash.
Yeah. Knock spell.
Okay. You hear. Normally you'd hear like the lock turn and click, but instead you hear like a kind of like a wooden bar sliding, and then it sort of boinging hitting the floor.
I back up then.
And I will get rid of the door.
I'm just gonna wade straight in. Good afternoon.
Oh shit.
So as the door as your larger fellow pushes the door open, the conversation is much louder. Kind of like a soporific, smoky miasma comes out through the doors, and you can smell tobacco and spices. And two fellows stand in front of the bear. They look like this. They have blue skin. They have horns. They appear to have tails. And one of them speaks to you in common. He kind of looks you up and down. You on the list?
What is the names you have on your list? I will tell you if I am on the list.
He like raises a brow and looks to his friend like, not sure if you're joking.
I run up and I show him the ring.
No, no, I am deadly serious.
The,
I got this. Go ahead. I
He-
show him the ring.
He peers down at the ring and goes, "Ah, jolly good. Yes, no problem." And they step to the side of the doorway.
Webkey, how many times have I told you do not interrupt Rorad in the middle of a fight?
I lean in close to him, or try to. Actually, I wave him down because he's so big.
What do you want, little web?
Come closer.
I cannot bend that far down. My back would break.
She flutters up and she grabs onto his arm and kind of like nestles her head up to his ear.
What is wrong, little web?
They stepped aside for the ring. They're bad guys.
Then we will kill them quietly.
Then we should surprise them.
I already did, and then you all ruined it by saying, "Oh look, I have a key."
She looks at him like, "Is this for real?"
I told you, Rorad isn't the sharpest chisel in the toolbox.
No, but it's okay. Neither is she. Her head turns around 180 degrees and she looks at the others walking in the room. Oh,
Hello, everybody.
they're all with me.
We have arrived. This party can now start.
The party has already started. A few of the guys that are standing to the side of the door, they kind of keep their eye on you. Around the room, you can see the following. There's a table that's well laid out. There's food and drink upon it that all looks fresh and good. Over this way, there's a fellow. He's sitting cross-legged. He has like a hookah pipe, and he's taking big draws from it. He looks like that. He's quite wizened. Around him there are like cushions for people to sit, and he's kind of reading some big scroll as he does this. And towards this way, there's what looks like must be a minstrel of some kind. He's a Prune elf. He's playing quite well. The song's quite catchy. Around him, there are people dancing.
Ooh, she's pretty. She's not so pretty. I'm racist towards half-orcs.
Nipples.
Oh my god, man nipples! Put them away!
That's a boy.
Roll20 should ban that picture. It's got nipples on.
And towards the northern point of this gathering of people, there is a large-looking throne, which looks like that. It's kind of hewed out of rock. It's got lots of different races and species. They're all kind of doing different things. You need to get a bit closer to make out what they're doing. Sitting upon it is this person.
Oh, my ex. Lovely.
And he is consuming something on a massive, looks like a spear end, some meat. He's like consuming that, and he's chatting to two figures that are with him. This person here, who appears to have a glowing hand, and this one, who is in full armor, looks heavily armed, and they're talking about something or other. Sort of past them, there's a well-made table, and someone is preparing. It looks like food and drink and other things, and they're going about their business. And they look just like that. And that person's bringing them food.
Never trust an elf with a chicken.
In the
Okay, what's the plan?
in the southeastern corner, there's like these red curtains which are pulled across. It looks as though there's something beyond the curtains, but you can't quite see through them. You'd have to have a peek. Other than that, people are just talking. Even the guards that are stationed around the sides of the room are generally chatting with each other. And the dancers are dancing and sort of doing that thing. The guy with the pipe's just kind of smoking, and he's eating a small amount of food. Looks like some bread, but he's just smoking and reading this massive scroll.
I'm going to sniff the air to see if they make sure they're all real.
You want to make sure they're real.
Yes, make sure none are illusionary or anything like that by sniffing the sense.
You take a big lungful of this soporific smoke, and you can just smell that. There's the smell of cooking, of fresh food, of people smoking stuff. That's about it, really.
I'm so tempted to walk up to the guy with the hooker and tell him to put it away for a minute while I sniff the air. Your smoke is interrupting with my sniffing.
Okay, we throw everything we got at that guy over there.
Which guy over where?
She kind of turns her head in his direction.
Oh, the big fat guy. We will call him Mr. Chubbly.
The Chubbles.
Mr. Chubbles. Yes. Yes. Very good name, Webkey.
The Jabberooski.
Okay. This is what we think we should do. I take all of them in the room apart from one, and then you take that one away. Yes? Oh, yes, Lana ruins it for us all.
The guy looks up from his pipe. He's like, "Oh yeah, this," and he kind of rolls the scroll out in front of you. You can see on the scroll there's a lot of arcane runes written down in it. A lot of the runes are elemental in nature. They look like they're mainly sort of fire spells of different types and power levels. There's a couple of ritualistic incantations in there, what kind of regents to use, all that kind of thing. I'm studying this. It's fascinating. It's so good to read something with academic merit in a nation where such things are banned. Don't you find? Why don't you have a seat? Are you interested in this kind of thing? He's like,
Web,
Yeah.
I have a cunning idea.
No.
What do you mean, oh no? It's a very good
Nothing.
idea.
No, okay, so it's a good idea.
the old guy, he kind of indicates one of the cushions in front of you, Zana, for you to take a seat, and he kind of moves the scroll into some of the candlelight to where you can see it better. And it does appear to have legitimate runes and arcane scripture upon it. It looks like it was written in haste.
Road would notice that Webkey gets very nervous. She's like counting heads in this place and thinking, there's more of them than us.
Yeah, the old guy, he notices the motion. He says, "Oh, this, yes, the court, yes. The grandfather over there," and he kind of like indicates with the pipe part of his hookah at the giant guy sitting on the throne. He runs the show. He's got his two daughters there who guard him. Beyond here, he says, he pokes the curtain to his left, where he's sitting looking at you. There's the beds and the bath. He kind of like looks you up and down. You look like you've been through the wars a bit. Perhaps you should relax. If you're interested, I could read your fortune. I'm rather talented at divination. He kind of indicates to the chairs. Here he grins and he says, yes. They're not afraid of breaking the law. Not here, you see. This is a place where you come to break the law, my friend. Everyone here has pretty much done that. We like to keep ourselves a little bit hidden. It's useful. He notices the glance, and he looks over at Road and Webkey. He doesn't know his son in the doorway, and he motions to you both. Why don't you come down and have a seat rather than stand there looking awkward?
I could never stand looking awkward.
Never mind me. I'm just guarding the door.
So, Webb, do you want to hear my plan?
It's okay. I can bear it. You can tell me.
Right. What we do is we go to the guards and we tell them that someone's killed the lady upstairs. Don't know who. And then we will say, but we did hear someone go down the corridor to the left on our way, so you should maybe go and check that out. And then when they leave, we pounce and we kill everyone else.
The old guy looks at you, Aslan, and he raises an eyebrow. His eyes kind of flash. You see like a little arcane. You feel like an arcane prickle in the area around you. He's like, oh, you're not, yes, you're not classically trained, are you? You're one of those, intuitive types. Yes. Why don't you have your fortune read? Maybe you'd like to know how your next spell works out. He glances at you, son, in the doorway, and he just kind of like smiles and he nods at you.
Road, I don't think I was. She looks around. Her head spins around, completely around. She looks back at him. Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Would you stop doing that? The whole turning your head completely around thing. It looks kind of painful.
It's not painful.
Yes, but it looks kind of painful. It makes my neck hurt when you do it.
Her head spins around, back around, locks in place.
Stop it!
Yeah, maybe we should just kind of go with the flow.
Go with the flow. Okay, you lead on, Webb. I'm not very good at flowing. But you just point out anyone you want hit and I'll do it.
She straightens her dress and she walks over to where Yaslana is. He seems to be making friends.
The entire crowd by like fucking 9 feet over them, just look at them like as bored as possible.
The old guy, this pack of cards floats in front of you, yes, and he says, take one, see what it says. Okay, you pluck a card out of the air. You turn it over, and it's the Fool. And the guy kind of looks at you, and he takes a long drag look. An interesting pull, but not an unexpected one. You will have a great effect on this continent. It will be an accident, but there will be some intention behind it. I don't think you quite realize your role yet, but that is your card. I would say keep studying. You need to grow more powerful, friend. You're beyond limits in that regard. He glances over at you, Webb. Would you like a card?
She looks down at the cards. Stares at him for a moment.
Or perhaps a pull on this, and he offers you the hookah.
She glances at the hookah.
You seem
Who is that over there? She turns her head around 360 degrees, or 180 degrees, looks over at this guy. The big man.
Why are you looking at me, little Webb?
Is he your master?
true, my master.
The old guy, he looks over. That's grandfather Morlena. He runs the show. This is his establishment, I suppose you would call it. He gives sanctuary to those that wish to learn the forbidden things and to break the laws. A bit of a chaotic type, if you like. Doesn't like authority, but it's made him rich.
And what of the Inquisition?
The old man, he takes another puff of the hookah, like stuck-up types. Just want to control everything and have us worship who they say, pay the tithes, and all that kind of rubbish.
Now, the ring that I have, is it an Inquisition ring?
The ring that you have. Let's have a look at it so I can remember exactly what it looks like. Yes, there we go. Yeah, it's got like an Inquisitional insignia on it.
Sweet. After he says that, I show him the ring just to see if he gets fearful or something.
He looks at it. Oh.
Smiles at him. The best as she can.
I don't take this the wrong way, my young lady, but I feel you're too short to be an Inquisitor, which means you must have removed this from one.
You'd be wrong.
Let's see if he buys it.
She may only be a small little web, but she's a very big web when she gets started.
He raises an eyebrow.
I may look short, but I travel with him. She points over to Red.
Oh.
And he's tall enough for the both of us.
That he is.
Just grins again in that oddly feral manner that he has with his giant fucking teeth.
Yeah, the old man gestures to you. No disrespect to the lady. The Inquisition are fierce and they don't like non-elves. I assume you removed it from one of their kind. I do hope that person is no longer alive.
No, I think I bit his face off. I can't remember when we actually got it, so I don't really know what happened.
The old man kind of...
pretty shit.
He looks at you, Islana. I do see the blood on you. A touch messy. Actually, all of you look a bit messy. He jams his finger towards the south, beyond these curtains. There are places to wash and freshen up. You should go down there. You don't look comfortable at all.
I wear the blood of my enemies like medals of battle.
Perhaps, but I don't think you want to wear their smell too.
One gets used to the smelling of the humans and the elves.
Yes, one who pulled the full card. This is true. It's a place where you can be free.
Wait. I did not pull any cards.
The old man kind of glances at you and he raises an eyebrow like, huh. Not too smart, this one.
No, I am very smart.
Yeah, he looks back at Webb and he sort of raises a brow. Either there's two possibilities. One, you knew of this place, which is fine. Or two, you stumbled into this place. Either way, a very interesting place to sort of bring your wedding entourage.
Yes, Webb and yes, Lana are getting married.
This is a special dress. Haven't you seen it before?
He kind of looks at it.
Shows it off, kind of sticks out her chest a little bit. Proudly.
He reaches out to touch the hem of the dress.
She lets him.
When his fingers make contact with it, the dress kind of pulses, and a kind of pinkish, kind of like cotton candy color creeps up over the dress and kind of embellishes it. And he's like raises a eyebrow sort of as he smokes, watching it change color. Oh, that's an interesting dress you're wearing there, girl.
Bit of a stoner, this one.
She looks for Sun. She doesn't notice Sun around. Where'd Sun go?
I'm over here, guarding the door. Hello?
Did they hear them from that far away? She says, so that's the front door over there, she points. Looks at the wizard.
The old man says, "It's one of two entrances, yes. Although that one's the more scenic, shall we say?"
The way we came.
Yes, quite so.
I guess you could say we like to make a scene.
That's good. There's nothing worse than boring people.
Yeah, she says, you're a bit boring. She gets up and goes to start walking away from Road and everybody and walks over to this guy.
As you sort of walk past the table, the two daughters who are talking to this person, they kind of look around and sort of look you up and down, and this guy reclining on this huge, this like large stone throne, he kind of regards you and kind of looks. "I don't think I've seen you before. Come before me and announce yourself."
Of course, she says, then you can see me now. Comes over, looks at two women.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't kneel before him or anything. She stands there all proud with the dress on. I am Webkey. This is Road the Great.
Ah, Webkey and Road the Great. Right. How awesome. Tell me, Road the Great, how are you great, and how did you meet this one here? He points at Webb.
It is a very simple thing to tell you how I am great. Road is great. And how I met Little Webb was in a pub. I worked on the door, and she did whatever Webkey did, and we were friends, and then she dragged me here.
Oh, she dragged you into this. I completely understand. And he gives you an exaggerated wink.
Little women can be so much trouble.
Oh, yes, yes, they are.
But she is my little Webb. She is my friend, and I will protect her till my very, very last dying his breaths.
Of course, until death do you part, I imagine.
No. I already have 6 wives. I do not need a smaller one.
What is this place exactly?
This is a place of freedom. This is a place where we make plans. This is a place where we get drunk, cast spells, we smoke, we party, we love. This is a place without rules, my dear.
And what do you call your place without rules?
he kind of he grins. He leans forward a little bit. Morlana's study. I think that will do.
Morlana the witch. She smiles.
I'm not a witch, little one.
Oh, you're Morlana.
Yes, that's right. Hence the big chair. He kind of like he gestures to it and he grins.
We took the long way here. She points back to the door. Is that the short way out? She points to the other door.
The large creature nods its head. Yes, that way will take you straight to the surface. That way, he points towards there, is populated by undesirable types, which we pay to occupy the place and keep people out.
I am sad to inform you that you may have paid them too much.
You should pay them more.
Ah, I see. Yeah, you've obviously thinned them out a little bit.
My apologies.
Just a little.
She looks over her shoulder.
That is
Rowan.
why we are great.
She says, "Where did Jesus go?" Whatever that guy's name is.
I think he's following us, so
Ah,
don't know where
I'm
he's
just-
hiding at the moment.
He's like just kind of in the back of the room, watching you guys.
Alright, just making sure he's around.
Yeah, he's definitely around.
Her head spins around again. She looks at the food. So you don't mind if we eat a little?
No, all guests are welcome. Please, have a seat at the table. I'll have my cook attend you.
Is it dead people?
The guy kind of looks at you. No, not people. People tend to object when you eat people.
Yes, it's not very sanitary.
Yes, and it gives people a bad reputation when you eat their families. No, I leave that to the ones that guard this place. That's their business.
Yes, which is strange, but it is too much for me to think about right now. Come on then, little web. Let us get something to eat, and then we will bounce.
I like bouncing.
The music in the room gets louder, and it plays a tune that none of you have ever heard before. The dancers dance a little bit more intensely, and the bard fellow, clearly who was playing the music before, isn't generating the music this time. He kind of takes a little bit of time to get used to it, and then starts to accompany it.
Just muzzle palms, really.
I will.
Hey, little web, keep your head on a swivel. Watch everyone at once if you can.
She pays attention. She likes to see what's for dinner.
After a few moments, this lady, she approaches the table. Guests. What can I get you? Or what would you like?
I would like some roast narwhal flank with extra sardine paste, please.
She kind of flips out a little book and she starts writing in it. And for your new wife,
She is not my wife. I will tell everyone this once. I already have 6 wives. She is just a friend.
She smiles. Nah, the wife will have something small I can swallow.
Gonna We can push her through a wall in a minute.
I think I have just the thing. I'll be back in a few moments. She scribbles. Oh, would you two like something to drink?
No, thank you. I do not drink. It's against my religion.
And you, young lady?
I only drink when my husband gives me permission. She smiles.
Oh, I'm sure for a day like this he wouldn't mind. You wouldn't mind, would you?
Just looks innocent because he's not 100% sure who her husband is.
She starts making like this kind of like chirping kind of laugh.
The lady puts her notepad away and she walks towards the north of the room.
Little Webb, you should not tell people we are married. It is unfair on them because they might like me too.
Well, if you can figure a way to get this dress off of me.
I could actually very easily get that dress off you.
Without hurting me, she says then people will stop assuming.
Why would I hurt Little Webb?
It's tight. She tries to pull it. I can't take it off. It won't come off.
Why did you not tell me that?
I thought it would come off. It's magical.
No, it's very easy. It's very easy. I will have to do some research, but I think I can figure something out. I will speak to Gro.
It's getting tighter too. Right.
She starts rumbling to Grohl about curses and magic and figure out that sort of shit out, whether or not the dress is cursed or not. So I remember all the signs. I've read it once in a book.
She pulls at the tight dress. Makes my breasts look nice though.
Not that I would ever look at your breasts, Little Webb. They are not hairy enough for me.
Why does Sun keep disappearing?
He's a deceiver. It is what he does.
More likely he's afraid.
Well, yes. He is also a coward. Remember, he ran from the fight.
So this fellow saunters over to the table, and he looks over at you, Webb, and he says, "Sorry to interrupt. Perhaps a dance?" And he kind of offers you his hand.
Gently shoves her one-handed towards him.
No, not with that thing kind of let out of your shirt. She points at his nipple.
The man laughs and shrugs. He's like, "Oh, fair enough. Had to ask though," and he starts to walk back towards the other
Wait,
dancers.
you should ask Yaslana. Yaslana would like to dance. She points over to Yaslana.
Oh, I certainly will.
I have heard he also likes men.
She pulls out coins and she hands him some coins. He likes it when you're persistent.
Evil Little Webb.
The guy takes the coins. He looks momentarily confused, and then he nods, and he starts to walk over to where Yaslana's talking to the old guy. The old guy says to you, I think you need something to focus you, some medication, perhaps. I think it's a question of being able to still your mind. He says, and he's like, you should try smoking. It's relaxing.
I'm gonna get a Coke.
A couple of minutes pass, and the woman comes back with your meals. It's precisely what you ordered, strangely enough. And so in front of you, Webb, there are a few mouse-looking creatures, which look delicious. And also there's like a wine. It's like a wine glass. It would usually be quite big for you, but it's actually a smaller one. And inside is a kind of yellow, sparkling liquid that looks like it's quite nice. And Road, you've got your narwhal prepared in the traditional way of your culture,
Which is
unusual.
narwhal roast in sardine paste with extra sardine paste.
Yeah.
I'm going to sniff it very carefully before I eat it.
Okay. Just smells like
Does it
food.
smell legit?
Smells like food.
I'm going to eat it then.
Okay, you begin to eat. It's quite tasty. It's good stuff.
Because it's a delicacy in my village. I'm surprised she's able to cook it, to be fair. I may have to kill her because it's a trade secret.
The gentleman does offer to dance with you, Yaslana.
I'm back.
Cool.
Ooh, looks like he was chasing after him, alright.
Some food's placed down in front of you. It's 3 little mice that are perfectly prepared. They look delicious, and there's a kind of a crystal flute glass, and in it is some kind of golden sparkly liquid that looks cool. You look over and you see that Road is eating. He seems quite happy with it.
She looks at Roy and watches him eat for a moment just to see how he manages that. If he's like
Seems
rough about eating or what. Did he pig out?
He eats in the manner that his character would eat. How does your character eat? Is he like a polite guy? Is he a monster?
Put it this way, I can't really close my mouth while I'm chewing, so there'd probably be bits of narwhal flying all over the place.
Okay, Webke kind of moves aside a little bit, gives him a little space. She picks up one of the mice and she puts it in her mouth, opens up her mouth really big, and she just bites the whole thing and just swallows the whole thing down. Just a tail in her hand. After
Oh,
that.
little Web, that is disgusting, eating a mouse like that. You should use a knife and fork like a civilized person.
Civilized.
Yes.
She pats on her chest and you can tell that the thing goes all the way down her throat and her stomach. She swings a little mouse tail towards him. You want the tail?
No, thank you. I do not like mices.
I don't see how it's gross compared to you flailing food from here to there. She picks up another mouse so that you can see. She swallows the thing whole.
Pointedly, at this point, pointedly turns away from her and starts eating his narwhal roast in private.
She starts kind of giggling. Most men would find that attractive. Looks around. Getting nervous because she's like, where the fuck is Sun at? Oh, sorry, this is YouTube. Oh.
Psst. Psst. I'm over here. At the door.
She looks towards the door and then she walks over there. Leaving her mice on the table. Thank you for the mice, Lex. They're perfect. She peeks around the corner if nobody else is gonna say anything. Nervously.
Come on. Get out of earshot.
It's safe.
I've got a bad feeling about this. Call it a gut instinct.
You mean like your gut instinct to run at the village?
Yes. Just like that.
There's a door on the other side of the room. It's the way out.
Well then, let's make a run for it.
She shows him the ring. We're guests.
Still, I I don't like it.
Well, we're gonna leave through that door, so... Shall we just leave you here?
Are we leaving now?
We're eating now. She kind of walks off.
Just tell me when you're ready to leave.
She looks for Joslana. Looks for yellow snow.
The halfling wandered off into the room, and he must be chilling in shadows somewhere. You can't really see him.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, that.
You suspect maybe he went behind the curtains to freshen up and take them up on their offer of refreshments and baths.
Webke looks over at Rod. I think we've broken bread long enough. Perhaps we should go back.
It is probably time we try to leave. If we could drag Yaslander away from his new friend.
As he's talking to her, she takes another mouse, swallows it whole, puts the tail onto the table next to the two other tails that are sitting there in a row.
You could have at least eat the tails like a proper owl.
Itches my throat.
Yes, yes it is. So, are we ready to leave?
She looks around to see if this is like a good idea to like blast all these guys, or
We could try to leave, and then if they stop us, we just kill
I think it's better that we make friends now. If we ever have to come back,
them. We could always tell Listy about this place. I'm sure she would be very interested in this chaotic underground magic place.
right? She would know best whether to burn it to the ground or
Yes,
to use
and
it.
I have to return at some point anyway to lay to rest the spirits in the upper chambers.
Okay. She gets quiet. She doesn't know what to do. So she eats another mouse. Aligns the little tail up. She has 4 of the tails in a row on the table.
It's a satisfying meal. The mice are perfectly prepared, just the way you like them.
Hair and all.
Yep. The dude on the throne, he waves over at you, Road, kind of like beckons you with a hand.
Which guy is this? Guy on the throne?
Yeah.
I'm going to go over, because I'm a polite bear.
Yeah, he says, Road the Mighty.
That is my name.
I hope you've enjoyed the hospitality of my den, shall we call it. I
Well,
was wondering.
The roast narwhal joint was very nice. A little bit bland without the proper sardine tasting accoutrement, but it was okay. It was.
The cook that's standing by the preparation table, she listens to what you say, and she takes a notepad out and she's like, touch bland, needs more seasoning, and she kind of like makes a note in her book. He says, I was wondering if perhaps you, seeing as you especially have a particular special place for the inquisitional types, might want to join my patronage. Yaslana, you notice that when you kind of poke your head up there, there's like a flight of stairs. They're quite steep. They go way up. There's a door at the top of the stairs, and around the door where it's not quite fully closed, not quite flush against the the wall, there's like light from outside coming through.
Road looks at him for a bit and goes, I do not know what patronizing is, but it does not sound very professional.
He laughs. No, it's just that. I require people of certain skill sets to do certain things that I myself can't do.
Is that because you is fat and cannot leave your chair?
Precisely so.
Ah, okay. I did wonder. Sorry, I hate to interrupt, guys. But my dog is going mad. There's a fly in the room and she's chasing it. It's like she's crazy. She's bouncing off walls and everything. It's driving me nuts.
Webkey comes up to intrude on the conversation.
Hello, little web. I can smell you coming a mile away. That would regarding your offer, that would depend on the job. I am not cheap to hire.
No, no, I wouldn't presume that you are. You're quite a rarity. I don't often see people of your kind anymore.
Yes, because the deceivers killed most of us.
Yes, that they did.
And I am planning my own little revenge on them too, at some point. Me and
And-
Groll will be a thorn in their buttocks.
And your lady friend, he gestures at Webb as she's kind of walking around you. Her kind I have never seen before.
Oh, her kind, she is a waitress. She is very good at taking orders.
She just peers over at him like, what?
She only got 1 out of every 5 orders wrong in the tavern.
The large man, he laughs openly. He thinks you're making a joke.
No, I am being dead serious. Do
You
you,
are.
do you know that this character has no concept of sarcasm or hilarity? Everything he says is like honest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not for sale.
Oh, he grins and leans forward. I didn't even offer anything, but true. I wouldn't
may
think
not-
to buy you.
She may not be for sale, but I could give her to you for free.
She glances over and glances back. But we may be willing to help you in exchange for something valuable. We may help you.
Yes, that would be great. It's not often that you get people of your kind wandering in. The people of this isle are pretty downtrodden. I can see that most of you are strangers. You do fascinate me.
Do you know Listy?
Yeah, he kind of looks thoughtful. A listy.
Yes, she's a human, I think, with glowing goldy, orangey, yellowy eyes, and long hair, and she runs a tavern in the village about 3 days' travel to the east.
She kind of slaps him on his back with her wing.
Little web, I am still wounded from earlier. Don't hit the wounded part.
The large guy, his eyes widen slightly. Gold eyes. What species is she?
I did not ask. It is very rude to ask someone's species.
But what did she look like?
I just said she looks like a human with golden eyes.
Golden eyes.
Well, yellowy, orange, goldy color.
I've never seen a human with gold eyes. That interests me greatly.
Well,
Yes,
I will tell her about
yes.
this place and she will come and visit, I think.
I hope that she does. I would put on a veritable banquet in her honor were she to come here to my meager little den.
Wait a minute, you're not planning on eating her, are you?
No, I have quite enough to eat without eating my guests.
Yeah, it does look like you've eaten quite enough.
Little web, you should not mention his
Huh?
size. Sorry, I'm just being arsey.
Yeah, well, great. That's great. So we're gonna be leaving now. It was nice meeting you.
Very nice to meet you. Road the Great. Are you perhaps in the need of coin at all?
Not really. I tend to live quite simple. I have pretty much everything I need. I have my spear, I have my axe, I have my shield, I have my stone plate, I have some food, I have some drink, I have some other things that I use for my rituals.
I told you we can't be bought, she says.
No, I can be both.
Oh, okay, well, he can't be bought then.
But it is very, very expensive. My skills are very, very rare now.
And what sort of things are you interested in?
Is that a trick question?
No.
Oh, okay.
She starts laughing
I
again.
like spirits. I like spirits. I like talking to the dead. I like meeting my ancestors. I like short walks along the beach at night. I like fresh food, and I like big bear women.
Ah. Would it probably hasn't escaped you the nature of the place we're standing in.
No, it is definitely a temple of my people. I like
Yes. What if I was able to acquire for you the spirit of a high shaman of your people? Would that be of any kind of
I
interest to
already
you?
have the highest shaman spirit ever. Have you ever heard of a shaman called Groll?
I have not.
His name was Groll the Almighty. He was very, very powerful shaman. He trained me in everything I know. He was the bestest shaman ever.
You have
Hmm.
the soul of one of his shaman people.
It is not unusual, little web. The shamans of our people are very quick when they die. They get put into fetishes, and then the fetishes are used by the shaman that follows them. Very common practice. And sometimes that shaman fetish is lost, and someone finds it, and then offers it to trade. So I may be considering it, only because it is one of my people that you have captured. But I would need to speak to said spirit before I make an agreement.
Hmm. That could be arranged. Of course, I'd need something to trade for it.
I can give you little web.
He looks at Webb, sizes her up.
Webb kicks his step to the side.
She is a fascinating little creature, isn't she?
He's very good at doing
Hmm.
waters too.
I'm sure she is. Must be the reason why she wears that dress.
I should have you know that I am an owl princess from a distant land.
He leans even further. An owl princess. That I have
God.
never heard before.
Just rolls his eyes and that sort of women in their princess ways.
An owl princess wearing a cursed dress. That's quite unique, isn't it?
What do you know of this dress? She looks down.
He smiles and he lifts a small it looks like a chalice up from the side of his throne, and he drinks some of the golden sparkly liquid and places it back. I know that you can't remove it. I know that if you wait too long, you'll end up wearing the dress forever.
No, she will not. I have now that I know that it is cursed because you told me it is cursed. I have a ritual I can cast that will remove the dress.
Do you know how to remove it? She looks over him.
He looks to Road, and he smiles. Your people are strong at what they do, but this is not of your people's doing.
I do not care. It is a simple spell to cast that will remove her dress, but I do not want to do it because then she will be naked owl girl, and I do not want to see it.
Yeah, he reclines in his chair. His eyes sweep back over to Webb. I know how to remove the dress. Yes, I would. I'd be fascinated to see your friend here do his simple spell to remove it. That would be quite a feat to watch. Yes, that would be fascinating. Why don't you show me this?
I'm not shy, Rohad. If you can remove the dress, you should remove it.
I would need some time to prepare my magics.
He
I would
sweeps
also
the
need
room.
to speak to Grol.
He sweeps the room with his hand and he says, "Take all the room that you need. My people will move out of your way."
I have an idea. But I would need to speak to Grol.
You can do if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm gonna speak to Grol.
Mhm.
And basically say to him, Grol, hate to be pain, but do you remember the remove curse spell?
You can hear Grohl, and he says, "I was a shaman, not a seamstress. What's the problem here?"
It has got nothing to do with the dress. It is a remove curse spell. It's got nothing to do with sewing, you crazy shaman.
Oh, I wish they hadn't dropped you on your head as a child. It's like talking to someone who's going at half the pace.
Wait a minute, girl. You dropped me on my head as a child. Do not blame anyone else for that.
We don't talk about this. You wanted to know something about a curse. Yeah, that's easy enough.
Remove curse. You must teach me this spell.
I can help you with it. You'll need to clear a little bit of area. Put the subject in the middle of the area. Close within a circle. A circle of salt would be perfect. Commune with the spirits. Not me for this one. You'd have to call on some others, and then remove the curse. Fairly elemental, isn't it? I'm sure you can handle it.
I'm sure I can manage it too. Thank you very much, girl. Now you have told me how to do it.
You hear silence in your head again.
Oh, thank God he's gone. He's getting very crotchety in his old age. I'm going to start rooting around the table for salt. There's much salt cellars and stuff like that.
Yeah, you can get some salt cellars. The cook notices you going for salt, and she says, "If you require salt or ingredients, this table here, I have loads of stuff. Help yourself."
Yes, I need simple sea salt, nothing more, nothing less.
Oh, I have that.
Not
Don't worry.
rock salt, sea salt.
She goes and she gets like a sack and she drags it over to where you are, and it's full of salt. And she says, "There you go. Use as much as you like."
Oh, okay then, little web. You must stand still for this.
Feel free to like scribble on the map where you're gonna do this.
You know I can't draw.
She just plays along, a little bit amused, hoping that this actually works and they get the hell out of here. But
Just drop web in the middle of that green circle.
she pays attention.
Basically, I lay out the salt in a circle. It's quite an ornate looking circle with lots of ribbles and twiddles and other things on it that sort of branch off to the north. And then he prepares and he kneels down as best as he can. Obviously, he's a big fucking bear. Sort of goes down on his haunches and then just starts to chant in his own tongue, and he's trying to summon the spirit of his ancestors, or some, the ancient spirits that will help him with the spell.
So like you begin your ritual.
And basically, I summon them to remove the curse that holds the dress in place. And basically what Grohl told me to do. Basically, I didn't really get enough time to prepare for an anti-curse spell this week. But it is a level 2 spell, I think. So I've got like one slot for level 2. So it's my only level 2 spell that I can cast. So then
Yeah.
Do I get any bonuses?
No.
Say again?
Nothing.
So there we are, done.
Okay, you start to begin your ritual. The dancers stop, and the musician he stops his music in case he's like going to screw your ritual up, and people are kind of watching. The dude who, by the hookah, he's very interested. He takes like a quill out and it looks as though he's like taking notes.
Okay, gonna keep chanting until the spirits arrive. Basically using words like "Come forward, spirits of the ancients." Allow me, Road the mighty, to draw upon your power to remove the curse from the dress.
Okay, you continue your ritual. You feel the spirits arrive, and they help you in this, keeping the ritual stable.
Okay, now, little web, you should be able to take off the dress.
I can't. She looks over.
Have you
Thank
tried?
She blinks her eyes. I've been given a vision.
Well, that wasn't supposed to happen. Girl, the spell failed.
She gets quiet, and you see her get a little sad a little bit. Get sad. She tries just for good measure to try to unbutton the dress, but she can't.
When you unbutton part of it, it kind of buttons up again.
Girl, you must have given me a vision spell, not a remove curse spell. You are useless, girl.
She steps out of the circle.
Do not
You-
step out of the circle.
She
You
goes
go-
back in the circle.
You step back into the.
Oh,
the
yeah.
circle.
She gets all frightened of his booming voice.
Yes, the spell is not yet complete. There is one more thing I can need to do. And at this point, he takes his one of the like the eating knife that most people have in this world, like a small carved knife,
Mhm.
and raises it up from one hand to the other hand, and then just slices his hand open, and then holds it over the circle. To sort of the blood drips onto the salt.
I know what it
I
requires, Rowan.
I cannot enter the circle web. It is a spell that is only for you.
Did they die?
Did you die?
Your wives, did they all die?
No, only 3 of them have died.
What of the others?
They live with their tribes. Though to be fair, I haven't heard from number 5 for a while, so she might be dead.
Your spirit told me what I need to do. To remove the dress.
Groll spoke to you?
In my
Groll,
mind.
why are you speaking to Little Web?
You don't
Roll
receive an
it.
answer.
Groll is ignoring me. Groll is stupid. But I hold out my hand to her. It's a massive hand, obviously, like the size of her head. Over the circle.
Mhm.
There is my hand, Little Web.
Webb reaches out and she places her little hand on your big paw hand thing. Your big bear.
Very sharp, clawed, massive hand, yeah.
Yeah, that. Give me a save versus spells, please, Rowan.
No! Don't want to. It's gonna kill me.
Lex.
No, I failed!
So, when you sort of touch hands, was it the hand you cut open?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, that's interesting. As you sort of touch hands, one of the arms on this dress they're kind of full length and they're all very ornate and they have lace in them. some of the lace stitching kind of snakes out from like under her wrist, and it wraps around your wrist and goes tight. And you sort of, as you look down at your hand, because you're like, oh, that's unusual, the blood that was on your palm drains into the dress, and the dress goes blood red. It like shocks down her arm, shocks down across her chest, down all the way down to the bottom of the hem. The circle of the salt blows outward, and you reflexively close your hand on Webb to keep her from flying backwards, and she kind of flutters slightly in the wind because she's so small framed. You both take 1d8 damage, which you need to roll.
Are we rolling that, or are you rolling it?
No, you can roll it.
7.
7. Ha!
She screams out, writhing in pain. She falls to her knees, curls up into a ball. Her wings flutter.
Oh my god, flutter. Is that like all your hit points gone, is it, Webb?
I got one more.
I've got plenty left, I'm fine.
And you got 7 as well.
Oh, Rowan, I'm sorry.
You say that, oh, Road, I'm sorry, and then as you do, another wave of pain hits you, as though you've been struck a second time, and you completely black out. You take
I've got a bad feeling about this.
you
She
take
tries
another
to scream.
yeah, you take another 7 damage, which will put
Okay.
you to minus. And Road, you take another 7.
She
Fuck's sake, man.
she screams out before she falls unconscious in a squall, an ouse screech.
Just grits my teeth and bears with it.
She lets go of his
Around there.
hand, and he can still hold on to
I'm
it,
just
right?
hoping this thing doesn't take me below half points, or I'm going to start tearing shit apart.
The sort of the magical maelstrom, when that happened, it immediately snaps and goes, and the little tendrils of the dress retract from where you were holding her hand and go back into the dress. The dress remains the color of your blood, which is as red or as dark as you wish your blood to look like, and all the kind of motif.
Little black spots. No, I'm kidding.
And yeah, she's unconscious on the ground. Obviously, if she's not stabilized, she'll die, and you take the damage that you do. The old man with the hookah's like, oh, and the guy on the throne, he
At this
claps
point,
openly.
I'm just going to sort of, I'm going to cast my last single level spell and cast heal on Webb.
Okay.
Stabilize.
Yep, you can totally stabilize her. Because in this game, if you say you go under, if you go under double your con, then it's an issue. But if you do any kind of healing at all, like even a low-level healing spell, you can take them up to a +1 beyond whatever damage they took. Even if it's not enough to push them up, it sort of brings them back into the.
Do I need to roll or just let it run?
If you,
My understanding was that it just stabilized. That was
yeah,
it.
yeah. If you do, you have like healing as an NWP.
Yeah, I don't have NWP healing, but I have a healing spell.
Yeah, you can cast it and bring it to +1. It's no problem.
It's a good thing I have a 7 con.
Good job, eh? Just saved your life, love.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, cast heal on you, love.
I think
You're back up, little Webb.
I think you got more than what you bargained for.
I'm determined to get this dress off you, not in the rude way either. Magical dresses that suck my blood is not something I want around me very often.
Sweet.
Okay,
She kind of
so-
comes to, looks around. Her eyes kind of
I
flutter.
do not know what happened there, little Webb, but I am determined to solve the problem.
I was not expecting you to attempt that. That's interesting. I'll tell you what. Shall we jump into the Webb? Do you have access to the 1,000 years before chat so I can explain the mechanic to you guys?
Sure.
No, I'm not interested.
I
Jump
think.
in there for a second.
I mean, let's go like ban me from it or something. 1,000 years before.
Well, that's interesting. We're gods now. Bet you're all jealous.
Take
So,
down that ice queen now.
Yaslana decides to, yeah, as you have a seat on the bed, it's well made. The graphic is pretty poor for it, but it's actually a good bed. It's nice and soft. You can rest there if you like. What will the
By this
rest of you
point,
do?
Road's exhausted because casting takes a lot out of him, especially rituals, and the damage has just got him to the point where he is not a happy bear right now.
So I know the mechanic off of like what, like a spellcraft or something.
Mhm.
Okay, good. All right, so I know what's up. Okay, cool. Just making sure.
See, I don't know the mechanic in character. All I know is that there is something odd going on.
She says, "Oh God, what have you done?"
I do not know, but that dress is more than just cursed.
You've linked your blood to me,
Do not worry about that. Road is strong.
but I'm not.
Do not worry, little web. We will solve this problem like we have solved all the other problems. You remember when that Thatcher person lost their cat and we found it? It was
She gets-
easy. Do not
she gets-
worry about it.
Frantic and tries to rip the dress off, but she can't take it off. She looks really distraught and upset. She stares at the line on the ground for the the ritual, and then she steps through it.
Nothing goes on. It's been
Yeah,
blown
it's
away.
fine. Yeah, you're okay.
Yeah, she runs towards the door.
Webb, do not leave the room. You might explode.
She looks upset. Almost crying.
Oh well, if she's crying, I'll leave her to it. She's a girl.
It's not the first time one of your wives has run out crying, I guess.
To be fair, yeah, it's not. Not the first time they've laughed at me either, for that matter.
And then run out crying.
Wow, bitch. I thought he was going to be a shaman. I suppose I better go after her, I guess.
Yaslana, there are these servants. They're humans, and they attend to your bed. They turn it down. They ask if you want a drink or if you require anything before you go to sleep.
Those are great servants, by the way.
I like them.
They look like they look, I don't know, hot enough, but also mistreated.
Yeah.
Kind of like my ex.
They
Hot,
seem
but
equal
often mistreated.
because they all have the same clothing, so they all seem kind of equal in some kind of way.
Mhm. So
And
yeah,
all wear
they
the same necklace.
So, Yaslana, they turn down your bed for you. They plump your pillows up. One of them brings in a tea that's kind of smoking, and it smells like it's quite relaxing. They place it down, and once they've done that, they go and stand by where the bath is. There's like a bath, and in the bath is like hot water and towels and that kind of thing. They just kind of stand there as though they're meant to be. This is what they're meant to be doing.
Chases after Webb, yelling at her to come back.
Okay, that thing's pretty steep. Does it break out into the snow on the outside?
Yeah, if you go up the stairs, you easily make up the stairs, skipping up the stairs in that way that you do, partially kind of fluttering, and you kind
Is
of push
she
the door
is she
open.
pretty quick?
Yeah, she's fast.
Yeah, she's.
As fast as a running bear.
You gonna volley bear her right now?
Well, I was tempted. I'm serious. Get a bit of rolling thunder on and just come charging up those stairs.
I make
Alright.
for the door.
All right, cool. Yes, you can do that. Yeah, when you get to the door's quite heavy, but you kind of give it a shove and it slowly pushes open because there's like like half a foot of snow that you have to push it open. You can see the outside of the ruins, and it's snowing fairly heavily. And it's just like the outside.
Alright, I will run outside, but then I'll stop. I notice he's behind me, but I'll stop in the snow. And then she'll turn her head around 180 degrees to look at him.
Do not turn your head 180 degrees. Turn to face me like a proper human.
She turns her body, her head stays in the same position, but her
That's
body
even
turns.
worse, man. Stop it. It creeps me out whenever you do it.
Until her body's like straight with her head.
I can just imagine the clicking noise of your spinal column.
You've doomed me.
Do not fear, little web. We will solve this problem like we have solved all the others.
Your blood is linked to mine. She looks at the dress.
And so what?
So, when you're hurt, I'm hurt.
That is totally acceptable. And I will tell you why that is, little web. I am rarely hurt.
You don't understand.
Yes, I totally understand. The rest has linked us together in a form of ritualistic magic that whenever I take damage or am wounded in any way, shape, or form, that you will take the damage too. I am not stupid. I just pretend to be. But worrying about it now will not solve the problem. We need to solve the problem together, Web. Together we are stronger than just a simple curse.
The spirit or the dress that spoke to me.
Yes, and what did she say? I know spirits very well. Tell me what she said. Exactly, exact wordage.
You're not gonna like it.
I do not like a lot of things recently, Webkey. This is not one of them.
Told me it requires a husband.
I do not care if you require a husband.
The one removing the curse has to take my hand.
Yes, I took your hand. Yes, what? Wait a minute. We are not married, little Web. I have told you before.
I know we're not. She looks down. But she doesn't really look down. She turns her head down.
I
She
just
can't
need
really look
to.
down.
Whatever the ritual is claiming, it is one thing, but we have not been married by our people. My people would not accept this marriage.
I
So
know.
therefore, we are not married.
I know, you fool.
So why are you worrying?
The dress requires a husband. I have to
We
get
will
married.
find you a husband. It is not a problem. We will marry you to Sanuro. He will be happy. You will be happy. Everyone will be happy.
And the next time she's...
No,
Um,
no, I won't.
Oh, you're there? We're right outside.
Yes, he's outside.
Go on then. What are you saying, Web?
Yeah, she looks away. She says, no, you won't. She says, next time something scrapes you, I'm gonna fall over dead.
No, you will not, little Web, because I have plenty of healing, and we will make sure that you have plenty of healing too. Do not worry about your health. Your health is in totally safe paws.
And she gives him this fixated look. Her eyes don't move, and they stare at him like an owl. And she says, not moving her eyes, her head, or even her body, just her mouth moves. You'll protect me.
I always protect you, little Web. That is why we work together so well. I do the protecting, you do the talky stuff.
Seems like you do a lot of talking.
I do like the sound of my own voice, to be fair.
She turns her head around, a good 60 degrees, looks for Sun. Thought she heard him. Apparently he's hiding in the snow.
No,
Pretty good
no,
at
I'm right here.
Yeah, Sun can just step on top of the snow.
Let us go back in. We will have a rest. We will have a bit of food. We will speak to the fat man again. And we'll see what he can do to resolve this issue. Since Grohl gave me the wrong freaking information.
I want to go back. I'm scared.
I will protect you, little Web, but we cannot go in with our wounds such as they are. We will die very quickly out in the cold.
Okay, she loses some of her, a lot of her confidence, and she kind of just like, kind of huddles next to the bear and just kind of follows him around like a pet now. She's like, lost some of her, courage.
Okay, at this point, when she's getting all like girly and weepy, he just picks her up in his massive bare arms and carries her back down the stairs.
Sorry for the tangent, guys. It's just my life in this fucking dress.
No, you're fine.
I'm actually enjoying it. It's interesting roleplay for me.
I personally very much enjoy the interaction between Road and Webkey.
If only you were a big hairy bear woman, this would go so much more interesting. Just saying.
Polymorph that for a night. Yeah, she turns him into an owl guy. Now she's just deflated, so she's gonna be really quiet and deflated for the rest of the adventure or rest of the time. She just shuts up. She's actually truly scared now.
Hmm.
So I take her downstairs and I take her into the back and I lay her down on. Wait, why is he rolling new stats? Did you die, Islana, by mistake?
Excuse me.
Yeah, you can certainly head back into the den.
Head downstairs.
The dude on the throne, he eyes you as you walk in. He's like grinning.
So that did not work.
No, it most certainly didn't. It was interesting to watch, though.
Yes, but now we need the rest. Both me and Little Web are wounded.
Yes, you
I
don't look
myself-
well at all.
More than Little Web.
Perhaps you should. He sort of gestures towards the south of the room. Beyond the curtains are some beds. There's the baths. Avail yourself of the amenities. Rest up. You've had a busy day, it looks.
Oh no, this is a normal day for Road and his friends. What is that ancient curse that was said by my people thousands of years ago? May your life be very interesting. That is my curse right now.
It does seem that way.
So, you asked me earlier, big man, about what you could do for me and what I could do for you.
Yes.
I want you to remove this curse from my friend Web.
Ah.
I do not care about myself. I will die 1,000 deaths to protect her, for she is soft and vulnerable. But I do not wish her to be scared of our fighting, because I fight a lot.
Yeah, he looks thoughtful. He says, "Okay, I can do this. I require certain items in order to do it. If you can acquire these for me, then yes, I can do it for you."
Just one question. Who do I have to kill to get these items?
That's the question, isn't it?
Well, yes, that is why I asked the question.
I require the following items. Here, he looks down at the side of his throne, and he kind of he opens one of the drawers. He takes out a scroll. Yes, these ones will do. I require a vial of essence from a lich's phylactery, 20 phoenix feathers, the soul of an innocent, and then he looks at you. And that woman with the gold eyes.
You drive a tough bargain. But I have a friend who has phoenix feathers. I know he has phoenix feathers because he's always jabbering on about his phoenix. They call it Harry, I think. The Lich's phylactery might be a little bit hard. There are not many Liches here. I know of a few bitches, but not Liches. And I cannot give you Listy because Listy is Listy. Listy makes her own decisions. I will ask her to visit you, but if you hurt her, I will kill you.
The guy on the chair, he reclines, and he's like, I imagine of all those items, the two difficult ones to get are the vial of essence from the phylactery and the innocent soul. be interesting to see how you manage to get those.
No, the innocent soul is easy. There are plenty of innocent souls roaming around the world. You just have to know how to channel them into a fetish.
Quite so. Yes.
And that is a skill that I know. Of course, I would need to ask the spirit first. I will not bind a spirit to a fetish without its permission.
How you get the spirit is irrelevant. Those are the things that I need. Once you've done that, I can remove that curse nice and easily.
I do not know. Is he? I'm going to use my perception to see if he's lying to me. Not quite sure how he would be able to tell that from a smell, but you know what I mean.
You absolutely could.
Maybe he's sweating more than normal. Maybe he's maybe his lies have got his words have got the audible the scent of bullshit around them. I don't know how you work that out.
Hey, dude, if Andorian can do that, plant with things. They actually smell shit, so
Yeah, that's true.
smell
You
attention.
you could roll a wisdom check to see if it like makes sense from a logical point of view.
Would be my worst stat ever, but okay.
Use the dump stat. Use the dump stat.
Well, it's not actually my dump stat. Intelligence is my dump stat. Try to roll under or over.
Under or equal.
Better try. Fuck you, you cunt! But I rolled it twice by mistake, my bad. Yeah, no, it's a failure.
Seems legit.
I don't know. I don't trust him. But that's because I don't trust anyone, so it's not an unusual thing for me.
True.
Okay then, and what shall we do then, little web? Shall we take the deal?
Oh, is she there or is she just laying down? that point.
I haven't dropped you off anywhere. I'm still carrying you at the moment.
Oh, okay. She thinks about that.
We cannot give him Listy though. That is one thing we cannot do. We will ask Listy if it's okay. Maybe Listy can help us.
We need to see Listy.
Yeah, we need to speak to Listy.
There's no way that you can fight a lich, she says, and not get hurt.
I can fight everything and not get hurt, little web. I am
That-
the Road the Mighty.
The guy on the throne, he looks at you and says, "I could maybe sell you an item that would offset the effects of this curse."
I have
Um,
no money.
He
I
like
use
leans
all my
forward.
silver to cover my spear.
He says, I sit on a giant throne and I eat what I like. Money's not what I'm interested in.
You cannot have Listy.
Oh, I've already given you that. That's one of the agreements I made for the cure. This is to offset the effect. Perhaps maybe I could borrow the one that you speak to for a short amount of time.
No, no.
You want to speak to Grohl?
Right.
Yes.
I don't know. I would need to speak to Grohl.
No,
Grohl is the
no,
only one who can say yes.
no, Road.
Why
I
not,
need-
little?
He doesn't have what I need. I need a dowry.
You need a what?
A dowry.
You need a dowry. What is a dowry?
It's money saved so I can find a husband.
We found you a husband. His name is Sunroad. I will force him to marry you at Spear Point.
No,
marry.
you won't.
I can't marry a coward.
And we will have to marry you to your Lana the crazy one.
To be fair, I'm not a coward.
Can't marry a woman.
Wait, is Lana's a woman?
She's a really attractive woman.
They all look the same to me. Them humans all look the same.
No, don't bargain with this man.
Okay then, little web. But I will still speak to Grohl. Okay then, fat man. We need to do something. What's the plan, guys? I don't know what to say. It's unusual for me.
Perhaps there's something else I could offer you. She looks at the guy.
He looks thoughtful. He says, come over and stand by my throne. Let me get a look at you.
She
Oh, I
hops
just
down.
figured it out, Webkey.
She hops down and very,
We,
I don't know,
we could marry
bashfully
you to the
before.
fat man.
She gives a look at him like a kind of hissy look. Like she'd rather die.
By
That
the
too
l-
can be arranged. I take 1 point of damage, you're dead.
I am an owl princess from a distant land, and I need a husband. She looks at the guy.
Yes. Yes, you do, don't you? What could you possibly offer me that's better than the one he speaks to?
Looking through things for any magical items that Lex gave me. Wait, there is none.
Hmm. You are a tempting little creature, and I would put you in a golden cage and feed you the most perfect mice, and you could sing for me as only owls do, but I feel as though your friends would not be okay with this.
No, we would not be good.
She sings. She decides to use her yodeling ability to
To
sing
be-
to try to get this guy's attention.
To be honest, it would be alright with me.
Ooh!
Boom.
Yeah, it passed. Oh, I thought
Shots
that was a 1.
fired.
It wasn't a 1. It was 17. Still passed. She yodels. She yodels out a little, like, owl little yodel. Get it, the guy's attention.
He listens to the song and he's happy to hear it. He looks enraptured by it. He says, let me think. You seem like you're in trouble. You seem like a perfectly nice and fascinating little creature, and I don't think I can split you up from this bear. I'll tell you what.
I can stay. I'll stay and I'll sing for you in your cage. If you,
No, little web.
Brad,
I am not letting anyone put my little web into a cage.
if you fix us so he doesn't, if you fix the bond between us so that when he gets hurt, it does not hurt me. I will sing for you. I'll stay here.
No,
You-
you will not, little web. I will drag you out by your ankle.
It's not your choice to make, Royd.
Yes, it is. I am Road the Mighty.
You are not my husband.
No, I will never be your husband, but I am your friend. And as your friend, I am telling you not to do this.
Only my
I would
husband is
rather
my
give him a fetish of girls.
He listens to you arguing and he grins as he does. He says, "Very well then.
I will sing for you. I'll dance for you.
If you spend 2 weeks in a golden cage, singing and dancing all the time that you are awake, unless eating, drinking, or sleeping. If you do this, and you do it well, for every day you are perfect, I will give you the item that will temporarily cut that unfortunate link between you. The curse will remain, but the item will block it. How does that sound?"
Deal. She goes forward real quickly, not caring what Royd says. She puts her hand to shake his hand on it.
He does shake your hand.
Just growls quite loudly.
She
Probably
turns to
upset
Red.
people in the room.
You'll have to continue on without me.
That is not going to happen, little web.
I know that you'll find a way to save me.
That is not going to happen, little
It has happened, Royd.
No, it has not happened.
She
little
sits
web.
next to him on the throne.
Not happening.
He sits next to him on the throne.
Okay.
I will kill everyone in this room if you stay.
You will do no such thing. You know
Cannot
it's the only
stop.
way.
You are not my wife. You cannot tell me what I can and cannot do.
The guy looks at you, Rowan, and says, You appear wounded. Why don't you stay? Why don't all of you stay? For the time of her indenturement, you would
I
be my
may
guest.
look like I am wounded, fat man, but I am more deadlier than you are possibly imagining.
She goes up to Rohad and gets really close to him, kind of endearing and caring if she can.
I think it would be a much better idea if we left right now.
You will do this for me.
I cannot leave you, little web. Listy will kill me if I come back, and then you will die too.
Road, grab the girl. We're leaving.
You will do
Smart
this for
plan,
me,
son.
Rohad. It's the only way.
It is not the only way. I have ways that I have not even begun to explore.
Then you'll find another one.
I am not leaving you here, little web. We can fight
She-
over it.
Is the cage actually there? Does he actually have a cage in the room?
Yeah, as you look round, you notice a cage has appeared, strangely.
She goes over there. She climbs into the cage.
Is it
Okay.
secure? Cage secure.
The door is unlocked.
She hops in. She looks over at Rohad, and she turns her head away from him.
Hammer brow.
She turns her head away from him. You'll find my cure. She says you will rescue me. She looks back. I know you will.
I am going to kill everyone in this room. You do not leave that cage, little web.
She tries to sell it with her eyes. She tries to guilt him. I'm gonna try to guilt him. Can I do anything? Let's see.
You would need to do like a charisma off.
I'll do a charisma roll off.
Oh, yeah.
Oh fuck.
I get
My second
minus-
chance,
Opposed charisma roll.
I get -4 to humans, but I get +4 to Fays. So
I am not Fey or human, so,
then
flat.
it's a flat 10. So I don't know what yours is, but
Probably like
flat
mama.
11. Flat 11. Screw you, hippie.
yeah, you got an advantage on what you lose. Alright, I'll throw the die. And a 2. Ah!
I win. I'm the more charismatic.
Yeah, you attempt to guilt trip him, but he doesn't buy it.
You know,
Ah,
little
you
web.
know.
My third wife used to give me that look, and it failed even then.
Alright, I could try to intelligence, then I'll use logic on his butt, even though he's...
Oh god,
no.
don't try and tell us we're dump stat, motherfucker. Stop it.
I'll logic him.
I don't know if logic will work. He's too stupid.
I
Like,
know that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, damn it, I don't know if that'll work. But I got a
get-
19 intelligence. What I can use? Okay, I'll make an intelligence roll to see what I can do to try to convince him. Yeah, I know what I'll do. I'll throw it out there, and then I'll use the idea of asking Grode.
Road.
Right. No, the other guy. No, your spirit guy.
Growl.
Roll.
Roll. Okay, look, I got a 2 on my 19 intelligence.
ooh.
Ooh.
And I failed that by a long shot.
Okay, so my logic is sound, but I have to convince a dumb man. So, I'm gonna go with with convincing his spirit, like your spirit will guide you in the right direction. Ask your spirit.
You need to roleplay it, mate. You need to fucking say it, because if you don't say it properly, I'm not gonna listen to you.
It's Groud. Is that his name?
Roll. Groll. Groll.
Okay, fine. I'll roleplay the shit out of that shit. Okay. She says, "You should ask Groll. Your guiding spirit. Only he knows the correct direction, not you or I." the guiding spirit of your people.
Yes, he is one of many guiding spirits, but the problem with Groll is he's very angry with me at the moment. He doesn't talk to me at the moment. I have tried to speak to Groll already, and he ignored me.
But he will never send you in the wrong direction. She says, so we sleep here for the night.
Do you know who Groll is? Groll always sends me in the wrong direction.
We sleep here for the night, and then you speak to him in the morning. And if Grohl says that we should go, then I'll go with you. But if he says I stay, you will find a way.
This I can agree with.
Okay, you can certainly spend the night if you wish, and you could call on Groll if you want. And in terms of the other guys in the group, are you guys going to spend the night, or are you guys going to leave?
I don't like this place. I don't like the people here. They gave me the creeps. I want to get the fuck out of here.
You could always camp outside and wait for us.
It was the elven nipple, wasn't it?
I think it was the 4 hookers in the back, and also the wizard with the human skull in the orb that creeped me the fuck out.
I see Webb moving in the cage. Man, this is tough because I don't want to leave Webkey at all. This is just really tough. Depends on what Road would actually do. That's the big problem. Like, I have no problem staying the night because I need to regenerate some hit points anyway.
Yeah, because you're
Yeah,
the
otherwise, if we go back and we get ambushed by anything stiffer than a rough breeze, I'm pretty much dead. So, and I could do some healing in the morning that allows me to regenerate my hit points. But I do not like the idea of leaving Webb in a cage. It would piss me off.
Why can't you
Dude,
just grab the
Webb is my
cage
friend.
and run for it?
It's probably a big cage. So to be fair, I've got 19 strength. I could probably carry the fat man out of here.
But not the cage.
To be fair, the fat man's made the offer. He hasn't enforced it. The lock on the cage is non-existent. It's just a door. She could hop out any time, or could be carried out any time. You're not sure how he would react if you just stole her, but he hasn't said, right, this is now what we're doing. He's just watching you amused.
That would implicate that she is a possession, and that is not my little Webb.
Oh, look at that. Now she's his little web.
You'll always be my little Webb. I'm never going to marry you. Get over that idea.
He wasn't going to let me ride his back either.
Say again?
He wasn't going to let me ride his back either.
No, I draw the line. I let Islana do it once and never heard the end of it. And I was doing a dream, so it was more of a dream sequence than an actual event.
You can certainly stay the night and consult with Groll. Sun, however, does not like this fucking place at all. So whether he stays is the question. Or even if you decide to stay, you might just grab her and run. Or
Well, to be fair, I think Road's kind of honor bound now. Honor being very important to Bearman. It's not his deal to make.
then
Despite the fact that he would literally go mad and try and kill everyone in this room.
that's reasonable. She is a sentient creature that has made a choice.
So I can't make that decision for her. I may not like the decision, and I may get a bit aggro about it. And I have no problem going raid shit crazy and taking down some people. But I think these people are slightly beyond my skill level at the moment. But there will be a day soon where I will take them all out.
Mhm.
We've got Sunroad, who's just a big giant chicken. Doesn't like anything that's even remotely scary. Like,
Although to be fair, in the people who have gotten in trouble stakes, he's pretty low.
I have never gotten us in trouble. What are you talking about?
He's he's dodging the bad things quite well.
My judgment
Mages-
is better
mages-
than your judgment.
Wait, can I ask what's happened to Yeslana?
Just because you have 0 at-bats doesn't mean that you have a perfect at-batting average.
Yeslana walked up the stairs, and you're not sure where Yeslana went. So the deal is struck. Webkey makes a deal with this man that she will, for the time that they agree, sing and dance and sing all the time that she is awake, other than eating and sleeping. It'll be hard and it'll be grueling on her, but she'll definitely do it.
She gives Road a favor before he leaves. One of her favors. To remember her by.
Right, then we will leave.
Very well.
I'll go with Sunrod up the stairs. Not very happy about it. Go and
Okay.
try and find the crazy mage.
Road, you forgot the cage with Webkey in it.
No, she has made a deal with the devil. I cannot stop her.
Yep, you can totally go up the stairs. I assume Yellow Snow, are you following with the people that are leaving? Yeah, of course he is. He knows a good thing when he sees it. So you go out through the door and you go into where the ruins are. That's all right, mate. And it's snowing fairly heavily. Sun walks on top of the snow, and the snow seems to part as though it never touches him. Road just stalks through it. And Yellow Snow, he's a wily guy. He kind of picks his way through. And you can either hang around, you can head back to town, whatever you guys want to do.
I'm going to start making my way back to town.
Okay.
I'll go with Road.
I'm not going to be in a very good mood though for the next 2 weeks.
Well,
Putting that out.
it's your own damn fault. We didn't have to go down there. You made the decision.
Actually, no, I did not. Webb made the decision.
That's not how I remember it.
I do not care what you remember, son.
Nor do I you.
I do not like you, little elf man. You're very much like your people, deceivers.
And you're a big dumb bear.
Yes, I am. Very proud of it too.
Let's move over the old tokens.
Let us go. See you later, Webb. Nice knowing you, love.
You'll
Probably
find a
gonna be dead
way.
in the next 2 weeks.
Your bear honor will find a way. Oh wait, no, you cut the deal, so all I gotta do is
You cut the deal.
I just
I
need-
didn't. I will
I
be
just-
back in 2 weeks to pick you up.
Yeah,
if
I just
haven't
need to-
found another cure.
yeah, I just need to dance and sing, and then that way I won't get injured. When you're injured.
So
What was the
you,
name of the guy anyway? Can someone tell me the name of the guy? I can't just call him Fat Guy because that just kind of ruins it.
Chubba the Butt was,
Cheddar the Slut. How do you know that?
yeah, you seem to remember he said something about being called Grandfather Morlana.
Oh, Granddaddy Mauler. Right, okay, got it.
So you travel on, and there's no random stuff that happens on the way.
Good.
And you make your way into the tavern. The three of you. For some reason, Yslana, she never joined you. He rather never joined you.
He's probably dead in the snow somewhere.
Maybe he
To be
blew
fair,
up.
I did say I was going to sniff him out, or try and sniff him out.
You couldn't. You smelt nothing but snow.
Yeah, exactly. So, pretty much fucked there, to be fair. Okay, I'm going to go into the tavern and be all blustery and be like, Listy, we have a problem.
She's behind the bar. She's cleaning a few of the glasses as you walk in.
Listy, I need several items from you. No questions asked. Give her a big fair wink. Is she responding?
Yep, I'm just grabbing a token. I'm gonna throw this token in there for you, Paul, so you have the vision. A backup, just like a little made-up one. That's huge. There we go.
But you forget we all share vision with each other's tokens anyway.
Yeah, but it's nice to have a bit of tokening going on. Okay, you walk in and you can see Listy behind the bar. She kind of leans over the bar and looks at you, waiting for you to walk over.
Mind, I look like I've been through the wars. Well, actually, it depends on what the wounds actually look like.
It was magical damage, so you don't have like cuts or bruises or anything like that. It was like a spiritual assault.
Right, Listy, we have a problem.
She looks over you. Road?
Yes, that is my name.
Problem?
Yes. Do you know someone called Grandfather Morliana?
Grandfather Morley Randall.
Yes.
She looks thoughtful and she cleans the glass that she's doing.
He's a big fat man.
Oh,
Has two daughters that don't look like they're his daughters.
oh, I've heard of him. Yes.
He's not very nice. He put Webkey in a cage.
What?
Yes. Long story short, Webkey has a dress on that is cursed and needs a cure. We tried the cure, and then we got linked, I think was the term that she says, so that every time I did hit, she did hit too. So she made a deal with the fat man, Grandfather Morliana, and said that she would stay in a cage and dance and sing and flash her big owly eyes at him for 2 weeks. So I need to get well, and then I need an army of bear men so I can rescue her.
She leans over the bar. You might very well need that army. He collects things, rare things, and he never gives them back.
He said he wanted to collect you too.
She kind of cocks her head to the side. Yes, I imagine he would. And then she changes the subject. You know that Webb's never going to leave that place again unless you go in and get her.
Yes, she is. I
He'll-
will go in there with my claws if I have to.
You may need to. He will never honor the agreement. She'll be there for the rest of, well, however long it is her kind live.
Don't
Possibly
you
longer.
worry. Don't you worry. I will deal with him with claw and teeth if I have to. I do not care if Crow gets upset with me. But first, I need to rest and recover my wounds.
She nods and says, well, of course the rooms are always open to you, food and drink especially. So troubling about Webb. And he mentioned me.
Well, no, not at first. I mentioned you first. Because you are a human with glowy eyes, and he went, "Oh, glowy eyes, very nice glowy eyes." And then he said, then originally there was a deal with me and him where I would need to get him a essence of a lich's phylactery. I would need to get some phoenix feathers and a spirit of an innocent, and you. But I said I could not get you. I would need to ask you first.
The answer is no, in case you were wondering.
Oh, well, that's a shame.
As much as I care for little Webb, he can't put his hands on me.
Not even Little Web.
No,
Then I need an army of angry bear men.
You may very well need that army. Yes. This is troubling. This is really disturbing. What of Eric? Did you find Eric?
Yes, he should have come with us. Apparently, I don't know where he is.
He wasn't with you when you left.
Yeah, he is still dead too. We found him. He is alive.
Well, he's just a man, so I don't think the collector will do much with him, but he'll never give Webb up.
There's a puff of smoke from the side of the bar over there.
He will.
He says, "You have a friend in trouble?" And a man looks over with a hat on.
Who are you? And why did you magically puff into here? Did you not know that magic is illegal in this country?
Is it? He says.
Yes.
Even magic that might save your friend?
Yes, even magic that. Wait, what?
Seems to me that you just need help, friend.
Seems to me that people get bored of their characters and then create new ones. Couldn't resist that.
I want to be rescued. Rescue me.
I'm going to rescue you, Webb, don't worry. So, Leslie, I'm mildly curious. What race are you?
As she's preparing the food, she kind of offhandedly says over her shoulder, "Oh, me, I'm human."
You don't look very human. Glowing eyes is one thing.
She says, "Oh, they don't glow. They just catch the light in a pleasing manner, I've been told."
They glow in the dark. I've seen them. They're quite scary in the morning. But then so are most women when they haven't put their faces on yet.
She stops chopping what she's chopping, and she sort of says over her shoulder, "Road, remember when we had that conversation about saying what you think? You're doing it again." And then she goes back to her preparations.
Yes, but I did not think that counted right now because I am always saying what I think. Okay. So, you were saying, Mr. Hairy Man, you've apparently got the magic to solve our problems.
I have magic that could help you with your problems.
I am listening to your proposal. What are you offering in return? What do you want in return of your magics to rescue my friend Webb?
Is your woman a good woman?
Well, she's not really a woman.
Is she a good bear then?
She's not a bear either. She's more of a small owl princess, or so she claimed.
Princess.
Yes.
Hmm.
I did
You've
not
got-
see a crown, so I was not 100% sure if she was telling the truth.
You've lost your princess, eh?
No, she lost herself. I did not lose her.
Me and my companion will use our magics to help you find your friend. And then we'll
Who's
be
your
on our way.
companion? You look like you are standing on your own.
He's around here somewhere. He's got his top hat. He's somewhere around here. Looks around. I cannot promise your friend will come back safe, but I can promise that I will help you.
I can guarantee you my friend will come back safe or I will die in the attempt.
I will help you in exchange for treasure.
I have no treasure, so I cannot help. I cannot accept you.
Every adventure has treasure.
I am not an adventurer. I am a shaman.
Truly, this is an adventure to save a princess.
Only if your name is Mario.
Wilhelm. Send out.
I actually have the Wilhelm scream on my phone. Is my text symbol. It's quite funny. Every time I'm standing on the street and all you hear is "ah!" People look at me as if I've murdered somebody. Okay, yeah, my brain is fried. I don't even know how to react now. Someone else could do the talking for a bit. Go on, son. I know you've been waiting this long.
That's not exactly true. What he said about he didn't lose her.
What do you mean?
Oh, I thought you were done talking.
Well, no, you asked. You made a statement. I am asking you what you meant. Don't you just love the uncomfortable silences?
Listy says, in order to defeat this opponent, I might have a bit of information on him. And she puts down a few mugs of drinks in front of you, the three of you at the bar. And I got distracted by those impressive stats. She says, well,
I may have another solution, Listy, before you go into your spiel.
oh, go ahead.
What if you
Educate.
found him something just as unique as Web? Everyone's just flashing their stats, so I might as well do the same thing.
Stat flashers.
Stats flashers! How the hell have you got 32 hit points at level 2? What the fuck are you smoking? Oh, Con 18, there you go. That explains it.
Well, you know, you get the max divided by 2 because he's dual class at level 1, and then I rolled the rolls.
No, I think you get max hit points for your first 2 levels, don't you?
Oh, if it's max for the first 2, then I've got even more.
Yeah, but he's dual class though, so it's not quite the same.
So what I need you to do, Listy, is find us something as unique as Webkey. I will go get it, and then we will trade it for Webkey.
What you need is friends, my friend.
I agree. I do need friends because nobody talks to me.
Well, yeah. Okay.
So what is the plan, people? What are we doing?
It's quiet.
Hmm.
And then as everybody's quiet, like heaven sent, a cat with a top hat. And right here.
I need to go to the bathroom and contemplate that issue. Back in a minute.
Sorry, Lex.
I'm back.
Sorry, Lex.
What for?
Complication.
No, it's fine. I had no idea you guys were going to attempt that, so that's interesting.
I railroaded Road.
He deserves it.
Railroaded Road.
I am back.
Welcome back.
Thank you, Lex. It's so nice of you to be so polite.
There's a dwarf talking to you that you haven't seen before. He's called over to you.
Fucking bear boy, do you really want to fight? Turns to the ice dwarf and just looks at him and just grunts in his own language, something about short and icy. I have nothing to pay you with, ice dwarf. But this man here with the cat with the hat is looking for an adventure.
The cat starts speaking. I do say, tall bear man, you are in good need of adventuring friends. to save your princess.
Wait a minute. You are talking cat.
You're a talking bear.
No, I am an Ursus minion. I am not a bear. I am a bear man. You are not a cat man.
I do say, sir, I am a cat man. Just
No,
look at
you
my,
look like a cat in a hat.
look at my suit.
Okay, Sun needs a few minutes to recover from that one, I think.
Just look at me suit. And me hat. I do say, I have a top hat. I am a cat man.
You are not a cat man. You are not tall enough to be a cat man. I have seen cat men before.
Well, then I am a kitten man.
You're just a cat in a hat that talks. It's
He truly has a Disney intellect. He looks over at the owner of the establishment.
Listy smiles and nods politely.
He puts his little goggles on that have little monocles and stuff. He looks at the bear, examines him. Yes, I should say, from the look of you, you definitely need friends.
No, I have a friend. Her name is Webkey. Whoa, I just got big.
And Wilhelm looks at him like he's gonna say something, and Samson the cat like puts his paw on him like, no, I got this.
Come
And
on
then he
then,
comes
cat
up to
man.
the bear.
Come on then, cat in a hat.
I do say, Bearman, you could use all the help you could get.
That is a valid point. The elf is useless.
Except when I melt things that kick your ass.
Sorry, I did not hear you over the sound of your weeping.
Surely he's
Oh,
just rescuing any
That's
princess.
probably your memory of Webkey. Yeah, thanks for that.
No, that is your well. Who's this an impression of? Oh no, it is a spirit. Run away and run away.
No, just when we're outnumbered.
You are never outnumbered when Road is with you.
That's a big fat lie. Just like Road.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Ice Dwarf thing. Then. How many people have you killed?
66.
Not you, cat in the hat. I'm talking to the elf.
Alive or undead? I don't know whether those were alive or undead. As I recall, you only killed one of them. I
Yes.
killed the other 4 or 5.
There was only 3 in the room, but okay. Slight exaggeration, perhaps.
Wilhelm says, come on, Samson, we have to go. They do not need us. I should... Oi, and he kind of walks with him.
Do not leave cat in a hat. I think you are very funny to keep around. Your tall human friend, though, not so useful. He doesn't talk much.
The guy shrugs and he kind of goes to walk, you know, this
Oh, you
way.
make
And
me
then,
feel bad now. Stop it.
and then he realizes that this is the wrong way, like an idiot. And then he goes back the other way to the rooms. I say,
This-
don't mind my friend. He sometimes takes things offensive. It's been a long
Oh,
time
no.
since he's been out and about.
It was intended as an offensive comment. My name is Road. I am an Ursus Major, and I am very good at making people cry.
I should say
especially
so.
the elves.
He examines your prowess.
Stop looking at my prowess, you little weird cat in a hat.
Takes his top hat off.
Yes.
He scratches the top of his
Yes,
head.
my wives, Lex. Thanks for bringing that up, mate.
Bit of context there.
Stop examining my prowess, wife. I like the little ice dwarf friend because he likes to kill elves, and elves are good for killing. Nice to meet Goban, Master Brewer, Master of Smashing Elves' Heads in with Hammers. Well met. It's a very long title for you. You should probably just call yourself Goban.
Okay, interesting. So, you survived the pit. You survived the den, although it wasn't necessarily a lethal encounter. One party member disappeared. One of them's been put in a cage, because why not? And now she must sing and dance all the time she's awake, which isn't a very fun experience.
No, and I reckon you should make him roll those stats every fucking day. Just get him, just get into his IM and say, right, roll.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we have a whole new character that can ride your back.
I am not
For the
having
time,
riding my back. I'm sorry.
for the time being.
So, Listy says to you guys, well, you certainly do need to get Webb back, and it appears that you have a new band, despite losing a few. I suppose it does happen. I can tell you a little bit about this collector. He has a spell about him, an enchantment, if you like. If you try to harm him through spells or physical violence, they'll be reflected back upon you. This would be a problem. However,
It is fine, Listy. I have already figured out how to kill him. I will kill him with kindness. I will kiss him to death.
she kind of looks at you and she rolls her golden eyes and she continues. This is a problem, obviously, because he's not going to give Webb up freely and not without a fight. So you need to be able to dispel this enchantment around him. I don't know how familiar you are with Inquisitors and having fought any of them, but many of them carry a holy icon to Oral about their person. It's usually a necklace or a ring of sorts. And that in itself has a resistance to spells and magic. If you were to acquire one, you could use it to dispel him in combat. And I happen to know, just fortuitously, that there is an Inquisitor visiting the town 4 days from now. He'll have his entourage with him. But if something unfortunate were to happen to him, you could take the thing you needed. And you'd have the
Yeah,
ability to
but-
save Webb and rid us of one of those.
But we have a slight problem with killing Inquisitors in town. If we kill one, more will come.
Then you'll have to be careful about how you do it.
You know who I am, right, Listy? I do not do careful.
Well, perhaps you need someone with guile.
But
She looks over at Sun.
Listy.
He knows his people. I'm sure he'll be able to come up with a plan, some way of luring this
Yes, his plan is running away.
Prune elf.
How wonderful. Assassination.
I may have another solution, Listy, but we need to discuss it in private.
There is no other solution. The collector.
there
can't
is.
harm.
I have figured it out, Listy. You cannot stop me. I am going to take the cat in the hat here, who is very unique on his own, and I will trade him for Webb.
She looks thoughtful. He'll just take the cat and keep Webb.
And then I will eat his face. It's fine.
So this villain, he likes oddities, such as myself.
Yes, he likes to collect living creatures.
We can use that to our advantage, Batman.
You get a goat. A rescue goat.
Do you not think that I... Yes, I think I do understand. This is why your friend has been captured now.
Why is that?
Oh, nothing. He taps his fingers on like one of the steins. It just seems very obvious.
You're very strange for a cat in a hat. Not that I have had much experience of cats in hats.
Diplomacy, my friend. You need more diplomacy.
Diplomacy is how hard I hit them. At least that is what the tribal system has told me.
Yes, and that works half the time. But what about the other half of the time?
Then I hit them harder.
He looks at Listy.
Listy looks back over. Well, he's direct.
Yes, I could see why he was your doorman.
Yes, and how many troublemakers have we had in the tavern since I started manning the door?
Not many.
23, I counted them. And they all left the same way, through the second story window.
I can be ready to leave on the morrow.
I need a bit more rest. I am heartily wounded from fighting with the dress.
Sure, it's only your friend.
But if we have to take the assassination of the Inquisitor, it could cause even more trouble. I must think about this.
The cat looks around as if, like, who's listening?
I do not think we can count on Sun, because Sun will not fight one of his own.
That's totally not true. I'll kill the shit out of my own.
Oh no, I ran away from a cat in a hat. Oh no.
I do believe that we can get more help. A man by the name of Yaslana. Seen him in here.
No, he's gone. We do not know where he has gone, but I think he went a bit to Doolally tap. I think the magic that he had infected his brain with brain parasites, and they ate his brain.
He pulls out a walking cane. He swings it around like it's a staff.
Oh, I need one of them.
He takes his top hat off, twirls it in the cane. On the
Wow.
morrow, then.
On the morrow, we will discuss the plan in further detail about how to assassinate the Inquisitor, but do it quietly without all the screaming and the running and the yelling.
And you can buy all the drinks.
No, I work here. Listy buys everything.
Road, do try not to leave the new guys behind again like you did your wife.
Oh,
She is
man.
not my wife. She is Webkey.
All I'm getting out of you is, oh, I lost my wife. Where's my wife?
All you're gonna get out of me in a minute is a punch in the face.
Wait. She's his wife?
No, she is not my wife. She is just my friend. There. The sun elf, whatever his name is just being a monumental dick. See why I do not like the Brunei? They are very devious, very deceitful. Who's growling? Someone's growling. Who the fuck's growling? Who's got a dog that is growling?
Possibly gold.
All right, so I have much to prepare. We have
You-
the Inquisitor that you need to deal with, and the rescuing of Webkey. So you guys can stay at the inn. You'll obviously rest and recuperate. I'll also dole out some XPs for everybody's, because you did clear out a big ass dungeon. I will give you all the following. I'll take you all up to 5k XP,
Nice.
which should push most of you to level 3, apart from Gold, who is a sneaky bod, and he will probably hit 4, I would think. Yeah.
Hmm.
So you all jump up to 5. 5k
You're up to
XP, that
5.
is.
What?
5k XP, it cut me
Right.
off.
I say level 5. That's a bit of a hell of a run.
Do it, yeah.
I need to figure it out for next week to figure out exactly what it is. Because I don't
Ye-
really know where to find the character sheet at the moment. So I've got to go through the Shaman's book, but I'll figure it out.
You
I've also
should go
got
up a level.
NWPs as well, but I need to discuss NWPs with you during the week, Lex.
Yeah, pretty much. If you can think of it, you can do it.
Instant web survival, getting her out of trouble, NWP.
Yeah, you rolled badly on that one, mate. I know.
And by the way, I like that character, and I don't want to abandon that character. I'm perfectly fine with stepping away from her for a bit if we have to like do
To
some
be
leveling
fair,
up to get her.
I just said that because of fucking shits and giggles, man. To be fair,
Yeah.
because obviously Paul's changed his and then you've changed yours, even though it's temporary and stuff. I just found the
Don't-
whole thing quite amusing, so I had to mention it,
Don't
even
feel like
if it was slightly OOC.
don't feel like you have to get me back in the game or anything like that. You know, do what you gotta do.
No, we're gonna rescue Webb, man. We're gonna rescue Webb. It's gonna happen. Whether it takes 1 session or 50, I'm gonna rescue that fucking annoying little owl.
50 sessions would be awesome.
'Cause I
So
am
yeah,
on a bound.
yeah. So I will prep the. You obviously it's a choice what you guys do. You can either try and take the collector on by your own means. You could take Listy's advice and see if you can borrow the icon off this Inquisitor.
We have a thief somewhere, but get him to steal it.
This is true. This is an option. How you go about it's up to you. What I'll do is when we start the session next week, Listy will have gathered some intelligence on the movements of
Long
this
as,
person
like,
and where he'll be.
Character turns up on time, we'll be good to go.
We should be cool. And then you can either face the Inquisitor or you can go and face the Collector. Or if you're super fast, you could do both. It seems unlikely.
I do plan on killing them both.
This is true.
I do not like the Collector. He has got Web and Cage. I'm actually really enjoying the sort of interplay between me and Webb. It's quite good. It's quite a good little interplay. I'm even enjoying the interplay between me and the coward Sunroll.
Sun's smart, man. He sees a weird room and he's like,
Yeah, fuck
gonna-
this shit.
I'm gonna nope on this one. I'm gonna see what happens to these guys.
Yeah,
Looking back in there.
exactly. Just big nope.
To be fair, I don't actually blame him, to be fair, because obviously he had no magic anyway, so even if we had gotten a bit
Yeah.
of scrap, he would have been pretty much useless anyway.
Yeah.
but
I've
just-
played
I
a
just
lot of
find- I
wizards
find the
too.
whole interplay rather interesting. Like, the one thing I'm really enjoying at the moment is the fact that if I decide to give Varad a bit of a break, I can create a new character to take his place for a couple of weeks. That's what I'm liking the idea of. I've already got an idea for
No.
Sorry, Lex. I didn't mean to plant that seed in the game.
That's already happened, what, twice this one session alone?
I don't plan on leaving him soon, but at some point I might take a break from him and play something else for a bit of difference.
He's so useful, though.
No, he's just a brainless fucking arm monkey. That's all he is. He just likes to
You
hit.
don't have to play him that way.
I know I do. That's his character.
You know what
You
I'm doing?
understand?
I'm
I create
enjoying.
a character for a certain way.
I feel like character swapping's fine if it's happens because of happenstance or death or like what's happened. Webb got herself imprisoned, but I think just randomly swapping characters out will be odd.
I
Be
could
like,
fall
why is
down a
this guy
pit
here?
and forget how to climb for 2 weeks.
Just find a really big sword to fall on, and it'll make sense.
I'm not
He
jumping on
has-
a sword.
You can
I mean-
die for Web. That's cool.
He has healing. He has a metric fuck ton of hit points. He has a really good armor class. He has an interesting personality, at least. I mean, I've seen tanky characters they're just like they don't do anything in role playing situations, but he has something to say about everything, and
I think it's.
that's what makes an interesting character. I
You
think.
want to know the interesting thing as well? I actually had, when Webb made the decision to join the Collector, I had actually wrote out a huge post where I was going to give him Grohl's statue, because Grohl's a fetish statue.
Uh huh.
I was going to give it to the guy, but then you kind of ruined it all with your, I'm going to sacrifice myself for the good of the party.
She couldn't let you give up your shaman spirit guide, dude.
Oh, give
That's
him
like
back.
wrong.
Grohl's not one for hanging around when he doesn't want to.
Yeah, she doesn't know that. It's all very poetic. You know what I like about this game? I like that nobody's talkative at all, except for the two people that probably shouldn't be talking so much. Or making plans. It's like, should we discuss this? It's the owl lady and the bear man.
It just seems to be like everyone's like, let's just hit shit and we'll worry about the consequences later. But that's fine for my character because that's what my character kind of is designed for. He's a shaman, so in theory, he's actually a caster rather than an actual combat character. But because I've
Well, you did a awesome casting today with that. Well, I think it might have failed, but the remove curse procedure
to
that
be
you
fair,
tried.
I think it
that was very
actually-
shamanic.
I think it passed, but I think the magic was just too powerful for me to destroy. And that's why it all went a bit funny because Lex is a dick like that. I like to throw spanners in works.
I rolled dice. Dice did the way they landed. That's how it went.
Yeah, I thought I remembered you like failing save versus spells. I didn't know why it came against you, but I kind of remember that.
Oh no, the save versus spells is fine. But the thing is, I actually rolled my tribe shamanic ritual NWP.
Oh, cool.
But then the whole thing went haywire anyway, which I'm quite happy with. You know what I mean? I'm not bothered about, something getting it right, and then Lex rolling dice to see if it goes awry. I don't have a problem with that at all. In fact, it adds interesting shit to the conversation down the line.
Yeah, that
like
was one of
from-
the most interesting, exciting scenes that I heard today. To me, listening to it.
You're not
didn't-
feeling very well, Gold.
No, I'm not feeling very well, but I'll be
That
okay.
sucks, dude. Get well soon, man.
Thanks, man. I'm glad to be here and glad I was able to tap into most of the
You
game.
were here in spirit, bud.
Yeah, I was
Listening
listening to
out
the whole
for-
thing, just drifting in and out.
It's the way it goes with illness, isn't it?
Hmm.
There's going to be some days where I'm going to be too sick to play too, and then you'll all have a nice, peaceful, quiet session.
We'll all die because we don't have a frontline tank.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
no, you do now. You've got the cleric.
He's not just a cleric, he's a fighter cleric.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Paul. I did like there was quite a lot of roleplay tonight. I'm a big fan of roleplay.
Yeah, me too.
I don't think we had any fighting.
No.
Good job on that.
Don't worry, dude.
Well,
You get your web key back, dude. Samson, the familiar Burgo mage.
I
Burger
must
mage.
admit, the cat in the hat is interesting. Where'd you get that idea from?
It's from another game. There's actually Wilhelm is actually he's a burgomeister of a town, and he's like a knighted, like I don't know, burgomeister, like the mayor. But he rows around and he's got this cat. He's like a burger mage, so it's a mage cat, the mayor that follows him around, and he just like throws down magic like whenever the mayor's like, hey, throw down some magic.
I do like the idea of adding some interesting shit to my character because my character is just, I think he's quite stereotypical. To be fair, just a dumb.
What?
No, I don't
fighter
think so.
type.
I've never
think so.
seen a stereotype like that for. I mean, it's a custom race, so how could he
Yep.
possibly be stereotypical? You know what I mean?
completely agree. How could that be stereotypical?
More along the
seldom seen
dumb fighter type.
species.
I like him. Every time I think of the guy, I keep thinking of the Golden Compass, dude. Oh my.
That's where I'm kind of.
Yeah, that's what I think of too. But that's awesome.
the-
kind of rare. I mean,
Weren't-
that's not-
Golden.
Weren't they
Compass.
literally just bears though?
No, they
Oh,
have
okay.
they have
They were bear
bipedal
people?
talking bears and that
Well,
were
they were
Oh,
bipedal,
okay.
but
weapons and stuff.
they were just bears. They were
I don't know if they
bipedal.
cast magic, but
They talk though.
they talk.
Oh, they
and have
talked,
weapons
okay.
and armor.
They're pretty
All right,
badass.
I'm gonna have to
Like,
watch
they
that.
definitely
Badass.
have armor. The
The
armor.
hardest
is all-
part for me for this so far is the fact that I've got no information to draw upon for like tribal customs and shit, so I'm having to make it all up as I go along.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, check
Thankfully,
up that
Lex has
movie.
given me the information to do so.
You're doing a damn good job of making it up as you go.
Yeah.
Oh, cheers, mate. Thanks. You just gave me an erection.
What I think would help, but the game is very kind and very it's very fun, guys. I'm having a lot of fun with it. But I think it would make Road like fuller. Just a passing suggestion is a little
Make it
bit more
Sorry.
to make it more like cooler, I guess in a way. The passing suggestion is it
What do you mean by that? Sorry, you need to be a bit more specific.
here. I'll be more specific.
Make him
Can-
cooler.
constructive.
How cool is Giant Bear Man?
I am cool, motherfucker. Who's cooler than me? No, let's see. My words aren't coming out right now. I think I had too many cokes here.
Typical elf cannot speak proper.
Oh shit. No. What I think would be cool from Road would be, especially now that Webkey's like gone, is like that frustration or kind of a little bit anger from him. Like I remember watching the Golden Compass and thinking, God, that bear's so fucking cool because he's like honorable and he has like a big kind of heart to help out that girl, but at the same time, he was pretty vicious. Like you didn't know whether or not he would like just turn on somebody and kill them.
But the problem I have with that is with Road, and this is background history, so I'll explain. If I have that rage ability, which you've seen, where I just go mad and I just start hitting things and I do the bite, the claw bite attack, right? But that is something that is my clan considers uncivilized, so it's almost as if to say, so if I choose to go bear shit, as I like to call it, or Bearzark maybe, is the problem I have with that is that if Groll, my spirit guide, takes great offense at that shit, so if that's gonna cause me problems down the line. So right now in character, Road's pissed, but he's not gonna just go batshit unless he has to, because it will cause him trouble down the line when Groll's like, I am not speaking to you, bear man, because you chewed that man's face off for whatever reason.
Yeah.
You
It's
know
not
what
so
I mean?
much. Yeah, it's not actually so much him going bear shit, but like actually just him. Just like what I would love to see is his frustration. Cause his
Oh,
whip
you're gonna
is
see
gone.
it. If we don't get Webb rescued soon, he's gonna start getting pissy, and he's gonna start like pushing people around.
That's gonna be cool.
I'm gonna start prodding people with a spear if they don't do what they're told.
With the little antagonist, little cat in the hat guy.
Oh man,
I think that's gonna be hilarious. Like I do say, you need to calm down, man.
Yeah, they're like, she's not my wife, guys. Come on. It's a bit of a running joke, to be fair.
You see how I did that, man? Wasn't that hard? Just a little manipulation.
I'm just stunned, man, because just think of the logistics of it. Little elf girl, giant bear, little owl girl, giant bear man. Talk about fragile bird bones.
Hey man, there's polymorph spell for a reason.
Yep. Opposites, man.
Opposites attract.
What I do believe would help our group out a little bit is if we got another PC that talked more, because then Road probably won't feel like you talked him out too much. You know what I'm saying?
To be fair, I do feel like sometimes I'm kind of running the conversation because no one else is. You know, and it's not. I know that some people are ill and some people are late and some people are quiet characters because Sun's quite quiet. You know, Paul doesn't talk; he just types everything because he's a big girl.
Well, you know, I have a 4-year-old who likes to cause chaos.
I know, I'm winding you up, bro.
That could just be him talking to himself.
3, 4.
Yeah, so I'm not too worried about that. It's just because I quite enjoy role playing him, and especially with the fact that I continually get things wrong deliberately. It's part of my character. Because common isn't his normal tongue, you see, so he has to go with words that sound similar, like the whole patronizing thing.
He's so funny talking to him. I like the game. I'm having a lot of fun, Lex. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
That's
same,
alright.
man. I'm really enjoying it.
That was an interesting what's the word? Improvisation session. I was like, they're probably not going to try and get rid of the curse. I'd written what the dress does if you try and decurse it, so that's fine. And I wondered how you guys would react with the collector, and you guys were. And at first, you two were like, "Let's just fuck everyone up in this room. Let's just see how many of these people we can kill." And I was like, "Okay, that'll be interesting, a fight." And then you guys started talking to people, and I was like, "Okay, that's cool as well." And I still wasn't sure which way it was going to go. I thought maybe you just pick the bird cage up and like leg it.
I was debating on that, but
Me
I
too.
figured it would cause more problems down the line.
Yeah, I started
Right,
counting.
and again, Webb made the decision, so I can't. If I had dragged her out, it would have been like a dishonorable thing for me to deal with. And
I
was
started
getting more
counting the
pissed.
people in that room, and I was like, this might not go so well. I mean, there's these little guys. You know, you got those little guard guys. That's really what screws it up, right? Because like those
Yep.
little guard guys can disrupt spells, and they might not be able to kill you with one hit, but they're gonna like prevent you from like surviving the battle. You know, if it's just the guys around the throne, then cool. But you know, they were cool to us. They're like, "Hey, come on inside. We saw your ring." I was like, "Okay, well, I guess that could work."
It's odd that the Inquisitor's ring got them in. That's why I was a bit odd.
Okay. I think I've sorted out my spell slots now.
Awesome. Yeah, so I think next session will probably be either you taking on the Collector, or as I say, going after the Inquisitor. Which, if you do, might need some Metal Gear Solid shenanigans, unless you just want to face him in open ground, which too would be hilarious.
Oh, we've got a rogue. We need to get the rogue to do something interesting for a change.
Yeah.
Get him to try and steal shit, or we can just take him out like quietly.
Yeah, put him out there.
My bear can be quite stealthy when he wants to be.
I like that nobody noticed that the cat said he killed 66 people.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
No worries.
No worries, but
All right, thanks everybody for watching. It was a good session. We'll be right back here next week at the same time. If you like who we are and like what we do, you can leave a one-time donation by scrolling down and finding our PayPal. It's just for one-time small donations or whatever. If you want to subscribe to our content, it's that Patreon link is the one you want. For as little as $1 a month, and you get stacking up perks. The higher you go on the tiers, the lowest tier is $1, and then it goes up to $5, and then $10, and up from there. I plan on adding a few more tiers with a few more options soon. So I look forward to that, and thank you very much, and see you next time. Bye-bye.